In a small village, deep in a valley, there lived a man who was famous for his laziness. People called him Lazy Sam. He never wanted to work hard, always looking for ways to rely on others or find the easiest way to make a living. One day, when the sky was clear and the wind was blowing gently, Lazy Sam decided to wander around the village to find something to fill his rumbling stomach. After wandering for a while, he discovered a lush green apple orchard by the roadside. The apples were heavy and gave off a fragrant aroma that he could not resist. Just pick a few, no one will notice, he thought to himself. But as he reached out to pick the first apple, an angry voice rang out. "Who gave you permission to steal my apples?" The owner of the orchard rushed forward with a stick, causing Lazy Sam to panic and throw the apple on the ground and run away. He ran and ran until he ran into a dense forest to escape. While panting in the dark forest, Sam suddenly came across a strange sight. Under the old tree, an old wolf was lying there. But what surprised him the most was that this wolf only had 2 legs. Its hind legs had long since been lost. How did it survive? Sam wondered. It can't hunt, run away, or protect itself. So, how is it still here? Still alive? He sat down to observe, curious to find the answer. A moment later, the bushes shook. Sam held his breath, his heart pounding. A huge lion, with a shiny golden mane, stepped out with a piece of fresh meat in its mouth. Sam was so scared that he quickly climbed a tall tree to hide. But instead of eating the meat, the lion walked up to the crippled wolf and gently placed the meat in front of it. Sam couldn't believe his eyes. The crippled wolf slowly crept forward, eagerly biting into the meat, while the lion leisurely walked away without hesitation. The sight filled him with emotion. "What a miracle!" he exclaimed. "God is truly merciful. If he can take care of this crippled wolf, he must have a plan for me." With renewed faith, Sam decided to do nothing. He sat under the tree, waiting for some lion to come and bring him food, as it had done for the wolf. The first day, he sat there, full of hope. But no one came. The second day, he waited patiently, his stomach growling. But still, no miracle happened. By the third day, his hunger was unbearable. Exhausted and desperate, he trudged out of the forest, determined to find an answer to this injustice. On the way back to the village, he met an old sage meditating under the shade of an ancient banyan tree. Sam quickly told him the story of the wolf, the lion, and his days of waiting in vain. "Sir, why did God help the crippled wolf but abandon me? He has a plan for everyone, right?" The sage smiled kindly, his eyes shining like the dawn. "Son, it is true that God has a plan for all of us, but you misunderstood him. He does not want you to become a wolf. He wants you to learn to become a lion." Sam was stunned. Those words rang like a bell in his head. The sage continued, "You see, the lion does not live only for himself. He shares and helps the weaker despite his instincts. That is the message God wants to send you. Don't sit still and wait. Stand up, act, and become the one who brings meaning to other people's lives." That teaching was like a guiding light. Sam realized that he had wasted too much time waiting for miracles instead of creating miracles himself. From then on, he changed completely. Sam started working, helping others, and gradually became a respected man in the village. His story about the wolf, the lion, and the lesson from the sage was passed down by word of mouth, becoming a source of inspiration for anyone who is lost in life. Sometimes, what we need is not help from the outside, but the strength to become someone who can help ourselves and others. and you. Do you want to be a wolf or a lion? As the story ends, do you realize that we are often like lazy Sam, sitting still waiting for a miracle to appear to change our lives? But life doesn't work that way. Not all of us have a lion who appears at the right time to save us. In fact, the miracle you are waiting for is not far away. It is in your own hands, feet, and heart that are ready to act. Think about this. Every day that passes is an opportunity. You don't need to wait for perfection, and you don't need to wait for ideal circumstances, because every miracle in life begins with the first step you take yourself. Life does not reward passivity, but always gives great gifts to those who dare to make an effort and take action. So why wait? Get up and create your miracle. Because that journey will not only change your life, but can also inspire the world around you to become a better place. Number 1, don't wait for miracles. Create your miracles. Did you know that Einstein once said, "Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving." Yet many of us just put the kickstand up and sit still, waiting for a miracle to come along and push our bicycle forward. So does that miracle really exist? Let's find out the answer today. Dear friends, if we could interview Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb after 10,000 failures, what do you think he would say? Edison would probably laugh and say, "Never wait for someone else to light up. Make your light bulb." Miracles, if they exist, are not something that falls from the sky, but the result of small actions that we constantly perform every day. Imagine life as a big stage. You are the main actor, but if you just sit still waiting for the director to direct, waiting for the perfect script, your play will stop at the first scene. No one else can continue writing your life story but you. We often look up at the sky, dreaming of lucky stars, but forget that these hands are the tools to pick stars for ourselves. Don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to throw yourself into crazy work or work 24/7 until you're exhausted. The secret here is small, regular, and meaningful actions. You don't have to jump to the top of the mountain right away, but take one step every day, and you'll be surprised to realize how far you've come. A wise man once said, "It's better to plant a tree than to plant a tree." Sitting and cursing the darkness. Are you sitting and blaming life for things that haven't happened yet? Or are you planting seeds of hope, patiently waiting for them to sprout and grow? Friends, if you want to change your life, ask yourself, what small thing can you start today? It could be a smile for a stranger, a step out of your comfort zone, or simply waking up 10 minutes earlier to write down the things you are grateful for. Trust me, each of those small actions will accumulate into a great miracle that you did not expect. So what do you think? What miracle do you want to create for yourself? Share your answer in the comment section below. Who knows, maybe your story will be an inspiration for someone else who is looking for light in their life. Don't forget to click like if you agree that miracles always start from within your own hands. When you realize that miracles do not come from waiting, but from action, a new question arises. Action for whom? Is it just for ourselves to shine, or to bring light to those around us? Just imagine if each candle only kept its light for itself, the whole world would be in darkness. But when a candle shares its light, it not only spreads warmth, but also lights up hope, faith, and life for other candles. The true power of action lies not in how much you do for yourself, but in how much you do to enrich the lives of others. Don't just be a candle that lights up a small corner. Be a spark that spreads light so that each of your steps becomes a value for this world. So how to share and spread value? Let's explore with us on the next topic. Number 2, live with compassion and share to spread values. Have you ever wondered why great historical figures like Abraham Lincoln or Nelson Mandela are admired by the whole world? Is it because they are rich and powerful, or do they simply know how to live with compassion and are willing to share all the values they have? Imagine, if Lincoln only thought about himself, would he have issued the Emancipation Proclamation? If Mandela only worried about his safety, would he dare to stand up and fight for freedom? The answer is clear. They live with compassion, not to make themselves great, but to spread values to those around them. Don't rush to think, I'm not a president or a great leader. How can I spread values like them? You don't need to do big things, my friends. A small smile in the morning, a sincere thank you, or an unexpected act of kindness can change someone's day. And who knows, their life. Compassion is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Mark Twain said it, and it's true to the letter. Living with compassion doesn't mean giving up everything for others, but understanding that by sharing, you don't lose anything. On the contrary, you yourself will feel a deeper sense of happiness when you see a smile on someone's face because of your actions. Just think, if you could plant a seed of love today, what would you want it to grow into? A compliment, a meal for someone in need, or simply listening to a sad story? The smallest thing you give can become the biggest thing in someone else's life. And let's be honest, who hasn't felt energized by helping others? So why not make it a habit? Take a minute to think. What small thing can you do today to spread love? Leave your ideas in the comments. Because who knows, your story might inspire this community. Finally, remember, sharing doesn't deplete what you have, it enriches what you receive. One act of kindness may not change the world, but it will certainly change someone's world. And sometimes that's enough. Dear friends, if you have listened to this story until the end, it means your heart is open to receive the most wonderful things. We would like to send you our most sincere thanks. It is your presence, listening, empathizing, and sharing that makes this journey meaningful. Today's story is not just a story, but a reminder that each of us has the power to do miracles, not only for ourselves, but also for those around us. Thank you for taking the time to join me in spreading the message of love and compassion. If this story has touched your heart, don't hesitate to leave a like as a gentle nod of sympathy. And if you think it deserves to be spread further, please share it with your loved ones. Finally, we would like to invite you to comment below an inspirational quote. For example, today, I will do something small but meaningful to spread love. Let those comments become the wind, carrying the seeds of love far and wide, so that together we can light up this world a little more.